Welcome back to Biafra News. Support Biafra at Biafra here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you're watching me from. Biafrans, lovers of freedom, people of goodwill, I bring you another news and video of British Prime Minister calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu immediate unconditional release. Victory remains ours. No matter how hard the enemies try, we'll always win because Elohim is in charge of this very struggle. Biafrans, you do not need to miss this very news. And as you watch, please share it. Britain knows what to do. Since 2021, Nigerian Fulani terrorist cabals kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, tortured him for 8 days there before he was illegally renditioned back to Nigeria. Nigeria and Kenya broke international law, but the world or international communities don't want to do anything because it's Africa. They don't care. Before we continue with this very news, I would like to welcome all the new and old subscribers. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, kindly click the red subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to enable you get notification once I upload a new video. So back to the news. Britain knows what to do immediately and they refuse to do it. They refuse to do it because they don't want their biggest zoo in Africa to divide. But they are not God. They are not Chukwukika. Elohim have signed our freedom, and there is nothing the enemies can do about it. In their Lugard amalgamation, it stated 100 years. After 100 years, any group or tribe that wants to exit are free to do so. And it's more than 100 years now. It's 109 years now. They still don't want to let go of Biafrans. There is nothing we have not seen in that zoo. We endured for a century and almost a decade. They still don't want to let us go. Well, they will do the needful, whether they like it or not, because Elohim's project can never be stopped. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime. His only crime is asking for freedom, his people's freedom, because he saw the way we were being treated in that contraption. Our mothers will be raped by Fulani little boys with AK-47. Our brother's wife will be butchered and raped in the farm. Nobody was saying anything. Nothing was done. Everybody claimed not to know or care about what is going on in Southeast. The governors in Southeast are the ones inviting terrorists into their own land to terrorize their own people. And when we cried out to them to create a security outfit to stop the raping of our old mothers and butchering of our people in the farm, they turned blind eyes and deaf ears. Hamadike took it upon himself to create ESN. They started flushing out these terrorist headsmen, invaders in Biafra land, our forests and our bushes, occupying it without our permission. He said, I want a referendum. Let the people choose if they want to go with Biafra or remain in Nigeria. We are not forcing anyone. We are not dragging anyone to go with us. Biafra. We only asked for a referendum. They called it war. Said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is beating drum of war. Britain keep hiding at the back of the Fulanis, pushing the Fulanis to kill us, terrorize our people, invade our land, do whatever they want there to push us, so that we'll go to war without being prepared, like they did in 1967 to 1970. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being a learned man and being sent by Chukwukika used his knowledge, and since then we have been winning the zoo. They went to Kenya to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the plan of killing him there. Elohim failed them, because no man can say yes when Chukwukika haven't said yes, and no man can say no when Chukwukika said no. Their evil plan failed there. That is why they kept Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya for 8 days. So when they couldn't carry out their initial plan, it seems like Kenya authorities that helped them in kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, come and take this man back to your country. The time and the what we planned failed. So it's time for you people to make it known that you arrested him and not kidnapped him. Alami came out and lied to the whole world that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya with the help of Interpol. That Interpol worked with DSS to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They said it was an arrest, whereas it was a kidnap. And I don't really... The blame is not only on Britain and Nigerian government, it's also on the criminals surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the name of freedom fighters, career agitators. You couldn't hear from your leader for a day, for 24 hours. You need to raise an alarm. You didn't hear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for a day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Nobody raised the alarm. Nobody said, oh, we haven't heard from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you call him your leader that you work with. Your leader wasn't anywhere to be found for a day or two. You didn't raise alarm. You kept quiet for a week and a day. And after they made it public that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped, they call it arrest, they started pointing accusing fingers. They started accusing Simon Ekpa, calling him all sorts of names. Whereas those that are complicit in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows themselves. So since then, Britain has failed to do the needful. Since they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria, let's leave the saboteurs aside and talk about Britain, the role they played since the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They failed and refused to do anything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu even lose an appeal. Is it an appeal? Yes, British court. And you're telling me that they don't know what to do. So the news said, breaking, British Prime Minister Maria Rima demand that the UK Parliament should do more for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen who was traveling on a British passport when he was kidnapped by Mohammed Buhari Main and sent to Nigeria, where he was tortured. The Nigerian government can't continue to claim aid from at 10 Down Street while kidnapping its citizen. Enough is enough. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. In the video that I will allow you watch in a short while, the woman explained how Nigeria receives millions of pounds. Is it millions of pounds or naira, or billions of naira from 10 Down Street, and they can't continue receiving that while they are kidnapping their citizen. Now, what do Britain need to do? To step into action, do the needful, nothing more, nothing less. They don't need to waste any time. But I really acknowledge this woman's braveness, because it was in video. So it wasn't just said or news media saying, oh, so person said this, without you seeing video of that person saying it. She said it, and I have the video that I will allow you watch in a short while. They know the truth, and they know there is nothing they can do to prevent the truth from coming out anymore. So their only option now is to do the needful. Release Hamadika unconditionally, as a appeal court discharged and acquitted him. Though the fools will have in Southeast don't really care. All they care about is their pocket. Where they will keep getting brown envelope, they don't care about their people. So, we are waiting for them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Hamadike, the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra, is truly God-sent. Everyone knows who does not support evil should speak for his unconditional release, if they will. Although it's not today. So we know who British government, we know who they are. You know what they can do. They can come out and say something and they go back and do another thing. Well, thanks, ma'am. The British government was highly involved in the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of their colonial looting, selfish interest. Or by the grace of Chukwu Kikabiam, the enemies will be put to shame. They will hide their faces in shame. Because we ask for nothing but freedom. And the freedom is every human's fundamental right. We have tried. The amalgamation will state more than the amalgamation stated. 100 years, and it's 109 years. They still don't want to let go. Fulanis are ready to go to war because they have already, what am I even saying? They have already brought the war to our doorsteps. And we are doing everything we can to fight them off, to flush them out from our land, because our land belongs to us. We can't request for freedom, or we can't ask for freedom. Conduct a referendum, let people choose where they want to belong. You call it war, start bringing war to our doorsteps, and expect us to fold our hands and watch you people continue killing us. Britain killed more than 6 million Biafrans during 1967 to 1970, Britain and the Biafrans war. And since then, the war hasn't ended. It's still going on. And Britain knows this. They are aware. They are the ones pushing the Fulanis to push us to the wall so that we will retaliate, so that they will see something to hold against us. That is why you see Fulani terrorist soldiers invading our land, our community, burning down our houses, destroying our people's properties, killing our people, bombarding our people in our own land. For what reason exactly? And the world is silent. I really like what is going on in all the four countries right now, because enough is enough. This colonialism, or is it colonialism? Yes. Going on in Africa needs to stop. Our African leaders, they are the ones encouraging it. All of them. You all saw what happened yesterday. How Nigerian judges turned their constitution upside down. It's none of our business though. But I'm just letting you know how corrupt that zoo is and why we need to resist by all means, and why Chukwuokike Abịama can never allow the enemies to win. Judges said their face should not be showed. What does that tell you? And when they started warning the masses not to come out for protests, what do you understand by that? They are only good at corruption, looting, stealing, lying, doing all manner of things. They don't want the country to move forward. Who in his or right senses will want to remain in such country? Britain knows that Nigeria is backward. I was seeing a video, they said that China is 7 years ahead of Nigeria. I was like, you people said 7 years. You people should keep playing. 7 years is even small. Nigeria is backward, the most backward country on earth. And Britain knows. Just that they enjoy. They enjoy it. They benefit a lot from it. And we, being the children of Chukwuokike Abịama, you know what has been going on. And we have tried our best to, pretend not to know. Or tried our best to continue being in that backwardness for peace. And for 109 years now, we have exhausted all our patience. We can no longer endure. Enough is enough. As you people have called for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's unconditional release, you push to whip into action. He is not begging. If that is why Nigerian government went to promise him to tell them Simon Ekpa's secret, then they have failed. They went to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu promising to release him if only he can tell them Mazi Simon Ekpa's secret. I was laughing. I laughed very hard when I saw that very news. Well, they will keep having restless mind, nightmares, until they let go. Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa remains their worst nightmare. They can never have peace. There is no peace for the wicked. The Bible said it. So that is it, dear friends. I will stop here. Don't forget to share, like, leave your comment at the comment section. So victory remains ours, and let the Britain do the needful and stop talking. Enough. It's more than 2 years. They're still talking. So that is it, dear friends. Don't forget to share, like, leave your comment at the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe also. Thank you.
A British citizen was abducted by Nigerian security forces in Nairobi, Kenya. Since his detention, he has been subjected to torture and many other unpleasantries. A United Nations Rights Council report released a damning assessment of Nigeria's government's treatment and called for his immediate release. My right honourable friend from Camberwell and Peckham has worked tirelessly on behalf of Mr Kanu and is urging the Foreign Secretary to do more to secure his release. Nigeria is a Commonwealth nation that receives tens of millions in UK aid. It is one of the biggest benefactors of aid. Part of this aid support must be a commitment to human rights and upholding the right to fair trials. Mr Kanu must be given access to a fair and due process. A British citizen travelling on the British passport should not be kidnapped in a third country and dragged to a Nigerian prison. The government needs to get much tougher.